Good morning, traders. Steve Gans here, and I'm going to share a trade with you that I just put on in my account, but I always suggest doing these in paper. This is a great learning opportunity. This particular trade, which is one of my favorite trades, is called a broken wing butterfly. So why is it called a broken wing butterfly? It's called a broken wing butterfly because on this side, I have 60 points in risk. And then on the other side, I only have 45 points in risk. That gives me a structure that looks like this, that has limited to no risk on the upside. So why am I doing that particular type of trade? I'm doing that because the SPX is very strong. It's showing very bullish tendencies right now. And if it does pull back over the next few weeks, I would expect maybe a pullback here into the 65.50 range, somewhere along those lines, if it pulls back. If it pulls back into that 65.50 or so range, pulls back into here, still doesn't really do any technical damage to this trade. Now, volatility in a pullback like that, if it happens fast, will likely pick up. Volatility, an increase in volatility, will provide some negative impact on this trade. We can see what that looks like by modeling that here. So you can see that will have some level of negative impact, but it's not a massive amount of negative impact in most cases. So I like this trade because it has a high % chance of profit. It also has a great reward to risk ratio. My max loss is $1,400 if I'm doing this in SPX. I could also do this in SPY for roughly 1/10 of the value. It has a maximum profit of $4,500. I want to be clear, I am not shooting for $4,500 in profit. That would require me pegging this right at expiration at that 6,600 point. My goal in these trades is to wait for them to basically decay a little bit over a period of a week or two, something like that. Get in here where it's got some profitability into it, maybe 5-10% profitability. We can see that the T0 line at this stage is very wide and open. So I'm just looking to get some level of profit, which will happen somewhere between, if we stay between 65.50 and 6,700 over the next couple of weeks. So that is my goal for this trade at this stage. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to save this trade, and it's labeled as a butterfly. I put in the demo paper trades, and then I'm going to share the link in the description down below. Now, when I share that link, whether you have an OptionStrat account or not, you'll be able to click on that link. It will open this exact trade for you, and then you can play with it yourself, monitor in real time yourself as a paper trade. Just see how this whole trade progresses over time. The butterfly is absolutely one of my favorite trades. It's slow moving because it's so far out DTE wise. I don't have to pay attention to this on a daily basis. Unless we were to have 100-point move or so in the SPX in a given day, then I might need to come in, take a look at it, see where it's at, maybe consider an adjustment of some type. But more often than not, these things just decay over time, gets to my certain level of profitability that I'm seeking for, and then I go ahead and get out of this trade. One final comment here, when I do these trades also, I do shop them. Here I just hit save trade, so I didn't really pay attention to the pricing on it. Normally what I will do is I will look at the bid-ask spread on a trade, and then I'll go to the lower side of that. In other words, I'm going to want to get into this in the most favorable way possible. So I'm going to lean toward that side when I float my order out there. And I could let that order set out there a few hours. I could let it set out there even a couple days waiting to get filled. That's not really a big deal since this trade in this particular case is a 30-day trade. If I get filled today, fine. If I get filled tomorrow, fine. No big deal. Just have patience with these, particularly if you're trading them in SPX. If you're trading them in SPY, the bid-ask spreads are much tighter. It's less of a factor. So with that, I'm going to wrap up this video. As always, if you find this content useful, of value, please subscribe. Feel free to give me any comments below as well. Take care.